How to calm your nerves before a panel discussion. Maybe it's your first time moderating a panel or even as a panelist, and you look out onto the stage and those are pretty awesome panelists, and you got a couple of heavy hitters out in the audience. You've hit the trifecta. First time moderating, big time panelist, heavy hitters in the audience. I'm Kristen Arnold, and I am a professional panel moderator and a leading authority on moderating panels. And on this video, I'm going to share 21 ways for you to calm your nerves so that you are going to be amazing. You know, I've been there. Even though I am a professional, I still, every once in a while, I get nervous. And my friends, my fellow colleagues who are speakers and panel moderators, they get nervous too. So you're in the same boat. I have collected 21 different ways that I have used to calm my nerves, and I'm going to share them with you now. Let's dive right on in. First off, chat with a meeting organizer. Like, just have a great chit chat about their expectations, what your role is, what are they hoping to get out of the panel discussion, what's their metric for success. These are all things that actually could elevate your nerves, but actually, if you know them out of the starting gate, it will actually calm you down. How about checking with your fellow panelists? You know, they are awesome people, and just getting to know them, call them up, maybe have a Zoom chat, cup of coffee, get to know them a little bit better. You'll feel better too. Know who's going to be in your audience. Find out, what are they most interested in? When you really research who's going to be in your audience, you'll feel a lot better that you're going to be able to connect with them where they are. Know the first question. You know, it's helpful to know what the first question is. Whether you're the panel moderator, it kind of sets the tone. You're the panelist, you kind of know what to expect. It'll calm your nerves because you've kind of practiced that first question, and you'll feel like, oh, I can do this. Practice your key messages. You know, this is not like a speech. A panel is, you're going to be asked a couple of questions that you may or may not know in advance, and you need to be able to weave in your key messages. So first, know what those key messages are and practice them concisely and succinctly, along with an interesting soundbite or an example or a story or a statistic, and you have them at the ready. You've practiced them along with maybe a short little soundbite that might resonate with the audience, and have them repeating it after the panel is over. Here's another idea. Prepare a list of potential questions. Now, you've already practiced your answers. Why not figure out a couple of questions that you might be asked? They do this in debate prep all the time. You can either answer the questions or have a friend ask you the questions, and you'll find it'll be easier for you to answer them and you'll feel more comfortable. Prepare a list of I don't know responses, because there are going to be some questions that you just kind of go, I don't know, but you don't want to look stupid. So you could say, you know, that's a really good question. I don't know the answer right now, but how about it if I find out and I'll get back to you? Here's another way that you could respond. My initial view is this, but I'm not necessarily sure about this facet of it. Why don't I research that and get back to you? Here's another way that you can deal with I don't know responses is look to the panelists and say, what are your ideas? Or you could even go into the audience, especially if you know that there's some heavy hitter, some person who knows a lot about that topic. You could ask them. The point is that even if you don't know, doesn't mean that you can't get the answers connected to the audience. Another way to calm your nerves is to have some notes available, whether it's on a clipboard or some cue cards or that statistic that you want to remember, or maybe it's even on your iPhone. Having some notes, if it gives you some comfort, well then go ahead and have it. No harm. Oh, here's a good one. Get a good night's sleep. That means don't stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning with all your colleagues. I mean, I know you haven't seen each other because it's an annual convention, but get a good night's sleep and you'll feel better. Along with arrive early. Scope out the venue. You know, sometimes it makes you feel better if you just like walk onto the stage, maybe sit in the chair that you think that you're going to be sitting in, and just look out into the room. It'll calm you. Connect with the venue. Not only connect with the venue, but connect with your fellow panelists, connect with the audience, like mingle. And you find that when you mingle with those folks ahead of time, you'll feel much more comfortable and confident, because when you look out into the audience, you'll have a friend. Can you believe we're already halfway through this list of 21 ways to calm your nerves? If you liked any of those, would you please like this video and maybe even subscribe to this channel? That'd be awesome. So we're gonna keep going. Okay, so the second half. We're on to the second half. Now, this one might hit a chord. Is you wanna be as authentic as possible. Because see, here's what happens. One of the things that spirals you up in, you know, like nerves and oh my gosh, I have to be perfect. I have to be the brilliant panelist or the awesome panel moderator. And the reality is people just want you to be you. Like, be yourself. Be authentically you. If you're, like, I don't think I'm funny, but I do think that I have a weird sense of humor. I just let my weird sense of humor flag fly. So I would suggest that you really connect with your authentic self, and knowing that you don't have to be perfect and just let it go will do a lot to calming your nerves. Smile. You know what they say, fake it till you make it? Like, even if you're not feeling like smiling, smile, because before you know it, that smile will be genuine and authentic. And in the meantime, reach out to some of those friends that you have in the audience and smile at them. Chances are they're gonna smile back, and pretty soon it'll be a huge smile for everybody. Another tip is to go check out the room. Like, put your, peek in, take a look at the venue, check it out, see how big is it, how many chairs are set up, where do you think your chair is gonna be, maybe even sit in that chair. You'll feel calmer when you know what the venue looks like. Okay, here's another tip. Breathe. Breathe deep and let it out. Just like breathe, and actually let your shoulders come up and then feel the tension go down. Do that a couple of times and out. And as an introvert, I do this in the bathroom. Like, sometimes I just have to like get away from the noise and like center myself. This is a great way to center yourself. Stay hydrated. I live in Arizona. It's pretty dry out there. You might be in a new climate. You might be in higher altitudes. You might have just gotten off the plane. You're probably going to be more dehydrated than you're giving yourself credit. So just make sure that you've got some water. Generally, there'll be some water on the tables. I like to slug down a liquid IV or something right before. Make sure you go to the bathroom first. And then that way you can make sure that you're hydrated and you're healthy and your cells are calm. Here's another idea: is listen to your favorite song, or just listen to music. One of my speaking colleagues, he loves to listen to Fun's Some Nights, and it just like gets him in the mood. It's got a really good drum and riff to it. Whatever makes you happy. Listen to a little bit of music. It might calm your nerves. For those of you who meditate, you can meditate briefly, kind of get yourself centered. I find breathing exercises help, but just to meditate briefly. We might want to combine those two. Another one is just to move, like move around, get some energy. Sometimes we get so into our head that we become static. So sometimes I'll just take a lap around the conference center or the meeting room, or just like move so that your body feels good. And as you're moving, avoid the caffeine. You don't want to take too much caffeine, because then you're going to be jittery. If you normally have a cup of coffee, that's great. Do not have 3. Just saying. Finally, do a bit of state shifting. So Adam Guild in Forbes magazine, he calls this the art of state shifting. Because if you're nervous, chances are you're in your head. You're nervous about the people in front of you. You're like anxious. And so rather than thinking about you and how you're coming across, think about the audience and think about the value that you're bringing to them. Think about the pearls of wisdom that they're going to walk away with, the actionable insights and takeaways, whether you're trying to just inform them or persuade them, that you are really adding value to the audience. The art of state shifting. So those are 21 ways that you can immediately calm your nerves, whether you're a panel moderator, a panelist, or even you're just giving a presentation. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. Hope to see you back here